Hi, everyone. Okay, so let me tell you about myself first. My name is Cengiz Bayrili. I am the president of Property Invest USA. I am from Turkey, Istanbul, and I moved to Miami 5 years ago. I live over there. We have two companies based in Miami. One of them is this investment company, which is called Property Invest USA. So what we do is we sell income-producing properties in Baltimore. But first, I would like to speak about Baltimore a little bit. As you know, Baltimore is in Maryland. And let me start with this, actually. So Baltimore, actually Maryland is established in 1729 as a state. Baltimore is the biggest city in Maryland with 2.3 million people living. And it has the biggest port in the eastern coast of United States, actually. So why Baltimore? Okay. So because of the geographic location in the United States, as you can see from the map, that it's only 40 minutes from Washington, D.C. by car. So people prefer to invest in Baltimore than Washington, D.C. The reason for that is the house prices triples or quadruples when you buy it in Washington, D.C. compared with Baltimore. For this reason, there's a lot of demand and the city is like improving a lot. And as I said before, it's a major transportation hub. It has the biggest port in the eastern part of United States. And there's a big demand for it. They just, like 8 months ago, they invested more than $300 million to the port so that they can put more cargo for the port so that the production can double. So there has been a job growth between 2019 and 2021. They created more than 25,000 jobs during this COVID. And the important thing is there's Johns Hopkins University and Johns Hopkins University Hospital, which is the biggest hospital in the United States, very well-known one. There's the Maryland Medical Center, and Amazon has their quarters over here in Maryland as well. And Under Armour, the sports company, is created in Baltimore, and they still have their headquarters over there. And Marriott Hotels also have the headquarters in Baltimore as well. So it's the #1 market actually in the United States with the highest returns. When you search for the market, that was the actually main reason that we decided to get into Baltimore as a company after researching about 6 months of period of time, nearly like 4 years ago. And also the reason Baltimore improving, like the economy is improving so much, is also it's close to Washington, D.C., which is only 40 minutes away. This makes a big difference for the people who are buying houses in Baltimore. As I mentioned, the prices triples or quadruples when you go to Washington, D.C., which is only 40 minutes away. This has a big impact. So when you look at it, in Baltimore, a house between $145,000 to $190,000 house produces a rent of between $1,300 to $1,900 per month. Okay. So, as I was saying before, we have our both companies. We are based in Miami. Our main company is International Realty Group, which my wife is going to do the presentation after me, actually. It's a brokerage firm. And 4 years ago, we decided to get into property. We created this company called Property Invest USA. which is producing income, which is a income producing property company for our investors actually. So this is our actually know-how. We guarantee minimum 10% net returns as a company. The price of the houses starts from $100,000 and goes up to $150,000 in this area. And we guarantee a 3-year net 3-year return, net rent guarantee in these houses. Okay. Actually, I want to go over here. Sorry. I have to go back. Okay. So this is an example of a house in Baltimore, actually. These are the kind of houses that we sell. I want to show this, go over this feasibility analysis, actually, so that you can have a better idea about investing. So this is a $100,000 house. As you can see, the rent is $1,200. What we do is, this is a turnkey system. So what we do is we do the property management of this house also. So what happens is from that rent, 10% of the property management fee is subtracted. We pay the property taxes from that rent. We subtract it every month. And then there's the property insurance that's subtracted, and the net profit for that house before income taxes is $880. So when you look at this feasibility analysis yearly, you invest $100,000, you have a return of 10.56%. As return on investment time, you get your money back in 9 years and 5 months. As I'm from Turkey, let me give you this example. If you were to invest in Turkey with Turkish liras, and the return on investment right now in Turkey for a property like this will be 35 to 40 years, and there's no rent guarantee or anything like that. So it's a pretty good investment, I think, when you look at it, that you don't do anything and we do everything for you. Actually, you will see it over here in this slide. That price that you saw, $100,000, includes the structuring of your company. So what we do as a company, we structure a company for our investors, and we buy this real estate investment under this company. And then we open a bank account for our investors. We work with Chase Bank, and this way they get their rents in their company account. And the title insurance is included in this price. All the closing costs is included in the price, that $100,000, the lawyer fees and accountant fees. So when you look at in this example, all you pay is $100,000. The rest of the stuff, we take care of it. All you do is you can do this in front of your computer. You don't need like a visa to buy a house in the United States with any passport. And the information, you can buy it like sitting in front of your computer, because everything is done online. Actually, I will show it to you in this process. So let's say that you are an investor and you want to buy these investment properties. What you do is you need to be ready with your money, because we sell these houses really fast. And everything has to be cash, because for mortgage-wise, it takes 30 days to 45 days to get a mortgage and everything. In our case, we sell the houses in a couple days. For that reason, you need to buy these houses cash. So what we do is the investors comes to us, and then they say their budget. We send them an investment property. After they take a look at it, there's this just presentation that I show it to you. We send that to our investors, and then they take a look. And if the numbers make sense, they just start the process. So actually, it's very simple. We ask for company names as we are structuring the company, and then we ask their passports so that we can create their company and get their tax ID. After we get this information, we sign a contract. The contract signature is a very simple process. As a company, we own these houses, so what we do is we sign it as a company through DocuSign with an email, and then let's say that the investor gets the email. After they get the email, they open it from the DocuSign, sign it online, then we send the contracts to the title company, and then the next day they send the 50% of the funds or 100% of the funds to the title company so that they can start the process. After the closing documents are ready, we send the closing documents to the investor, they sign it online, and then they get their title. 45 days after the closing of the property, they get their rents in their accounts that are opened in United States under their company, and the process is done. So they don't need to do anything. As a company, we guarantee the rents for 3 years, and it's a very easy and smooth process this way, actually. So that's basically it. I'm sure there might be some questions regarding this. I can answer any question. Sure, please. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. No, this is how happens. Let's say that you bought a $100,000 house. In that example, you are getting, let's say, actually, let me go to the example so that you can understand it better, I think. Just a second. Let's say that you bought this house for $100,000. What happens is, and 45 days passed, and your rent is, let's say, $1,200, okay? And so your net rent is going to be $880. That's the amount that you will get it in your bank account at the beginning of each month.
These are the built homes already. You have built the homes already?
I'm sorry?
These homes have been already built?
Yes, of course. These are
already built.
So let me tell you this way, actually.
Okay.
We get these homes like pre-auction. These are like all off-market properties. We have a team of people in our Baltimore office where they research, and then we have deals with different companies in Baltimore. We either get it from the banks or law offices or pre-auction. After we get the houses, if there has to be a rehab that needs to be done, we do the rehab, and then usually we use government programs. So what happens is actually the city or the US government or different programs are paying these rents. That's how we guarantee the rents as a company. So because we have these contracts and you don't need to do anything because we are doing the property management of these houses, this is how the process works. That's how we guarantee this minimum 10% net return with these rents.
How long you are going to guarantee that?
For the first 3 years. And after the first 3 years, we are going to see if the house needs anything, any repairs or anything like that. And then we might continue to give another 3 years.
So I have like two questions. So are you buying it on behalf of the investor?
No.
No. So
I buy these houses.
You buy these houses. So you
as
have
a company,
the
I
ownership
own
of
the
title.
houses.
Okay.
You buy it from me directly.
Okay. So let's say if I don't have a visa to the US, for example.
Yes.
Does that, according to your laws, does that allow me to have title to the property when I buy it?
Yes,
from
of course.
somewhere else?
No. You don't need any visa, anything like that.
No,
Yeah.
but what I mean to say is, as a foreigner, can I have title to that property?
Yes,
You
of
can.
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And so once I'm buying it from you, you're basically doing all necessary works to ensure my return on investment.
Of course. Yeah, we guarantee everything. Everything is in the contract. So you don't deal with anything. We do the property management. Even, let's say that it's rented or not rented, they were able to collect the rent or not, we as a company guarantee that rent. So you don't deal with if anything happens inside your property, the property management company goes. Let's say that you bought this house. By the way, I forgot to mention that also when we get into details. So let's say that you bought this $100,000 house, and after the third month, let's say that the boiler exploded. And suppose, I mean, as a landlord, as the owner of the house, you are supposed to pay for that from your own pocket, correct?
Right.
You don't do that. As a company, we guarantee the first year. Whatever happens in that house, we guarantee you don't pay anything from your own pocket. Let's say after the first year, if you want, you can buy insurance like home warranty. We have different packages. You can choose one of those packages, and then that will cover anything that happens inside the house also.
Right. And how much as a businessman would you be willing to introduce this concept to our part of the world, which is South Asia?
So what's happening is we opened our Istanbul office like 3 months ago. We are actually during the COVID, I know there has been discussions about how COVID affected everyone, every company. We grow like 300% actually during the COVID. And actually, we have this nice office in Miami, in Brickell Avenue. We were in a much smaller office. Now we are at like 5 times bigger office than 2 years before. You know, we are like growing like exponentially. We just opened our Mexico office in Mexico City. We are opening next month in Dominican Republic. We are growing in Latin America. Probably in a couple months, we are going to open in Toronto. We are looking for partners in actually Dubai and this part of the world also.
My last question. You said that once any investor, any foreign investor makes an investment, pays the money to your account or wherever, you put it into an escrow account.
So how it happens is we don't deal with the money. So as an owner of the house, let's say this house, I give the title is in the title company. You send the money to the escrow account of the title company. So I cannot touch that money or do anything unless you get the title of that property.
So that escrow account is it always in the US or it could also be in any other third country?
No, it has to be in Baltimore, in where the transaction is going to be done with the title company. It's a secure account, and it's only specifically for this transaction.
And what is usually the timeline to actually, to get back that thing after it's after the transaction is over?
So let's
because
say that
in
you
our part of the world, it's quite complicated.
Yeah, I know. This is a very simple process actually. It might take a couple days. Structuring of the company is very easy actually. We will structure the company in 1 or 2 days. To get your tax ID for your company takes between 3 weeks to 4 weeks. And then, but to finish this transaction, we might do the closing in 3 to 4 days or maximum in 2 weeks. That's the latest.
Thank you.
Yep.
So 3 bedrooms, only 1 bathroom?
Yes. Yes.
120 square meter, 3 bedrooms, only 1 bathroom?
Exactly. I mean, these are the type of the houses in Baltimore. We choose a certain area. These are like developing areas. So let me tell you this. So if I was to make this presentation 2 or 3 years ago, the price that I was able to offer you a house in Baltimore would be $60,000, $70,000. Right now, the cheapest house that we can find to offer to our investors are between $100,000 to $110,000. So the price of the houses are also improving. The rents are going up. And coming back to your question, this is like an improving area. If you want to buy it in the better side of Baltimore, let's say, the house prices is going to be minimum $500,000 and up. That's why.
If I directly buy, what price I may get the same property in the same location?
No, the thing is, I get this question a lot because these, as I told you, these properties are off-market properties. You can search in different platforms, but you have to search it from a secure platform. Let's say that you search the house and then you decide to buy it in Baltimore. You can find a house for $5,000, $10,000, but then what you need to do is with that $10,000 that you bought that house with, you might need to spend $100,000 to build it. But you need to have a very good construction team, let's say, so that they not cheat on you, because you might do that construction for $100,000. I might do it for $50,000. That's like the know-how of this thing. I mean, let me give you an example, actually. A client of mine from Turkey bought a couple houses from me. And then he's like, Cengiz, I've been looking at searching in Baltimore. I found this in Zillow, I found this in Realtor.com, all these websites. There's like cheap houses for $30,000, $40,000. So I'm gonna buy one. I'm like, sure, of course, do it. Will you guarantee the rent if I buy it and renovate it? I'm like, no, because we have a team of people which we spend a lot of money to figure out this know-how, and they get these houses for us. You know, it's the know-how of this business, and especially the property management is the most important thing. Like a lot of clients are asking me, Cengiz, why are you in Baltimore, not in Miami or not in different areas? But the trick is the property management. If you don't have a strong property management team, there's no way that you will be successful on this. So going back to the example, that client of mine bought a house for $30,000, and he thought that he was going to get $1,200 rent, just paying $10,000 renovation cost. The renovation cost them $80,000. The rent that he was offered was $1,000, so it wasn't feasible anymore. He was like the return in investment-wise, he was in 3 or 4% return. So that's what happens. It's all about know-how.
Yeah, you take a lot of risk in making all the things. Definitely, you have to make something out of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Cengiz, for a great presentation. Just a question, and I hope you don't mind it.
Yeah, of course, please.
Because we don't have access to Baltimore.
Yeah.
This is the scenario. Say we invest, and then it's been 6 months. We're not receiving the payment from the company, and your phones are switched off. What do we do?
Yeah, I get it.
Because you're physically not in Dubai,
yes,
and we're physically not there.
Exactly. No. I get a lot of questions about this. They are asking me. Of course, we have so many clients from different parts of the world. I was talking with like a couple years ago. There's this. I'm not going to give any names for marketing purposes, but this guy was working for one of the top risk analysis company in the world. And then we were talking, and we talked for 3 months. He was calling me every week, trying to find the risk in this business. He couldn't find it, and I told him what the risk is. The risk is in front of you, Cengiz Bayrili, or my company. So because the thing is, I might stop doing this business, right? Or I might go bankrupt, or I might die today, whatever, you know? So in that case, you have 2 choices. The first one is you have a property which has a value which is below you buy these properties below the market value, okay, first of all. This $100,000 house is minimum $110,000 or more, okay? So what you can do is, you are home. Where do you live?
I live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so you live in Riyadh. You are in front of your computer. You Google any real estate company. Let's say that you found Remax in Baltimore. You found John. You said, John, I want to sell my house. This is my address. And can we do this? So what you do is you pay, when you buy a house in United States, you don't usually pay real estate commissions. But when you sell a house, you pay it. And it's approximately 6%. That's changeable. So you raise the price of the house to $106,000. And then that $6,000 will go to the real estate agent. You will give it to him, and then he will sell your house on the market, probably from the worst case scenario, from the same price. So you have nothing to lose. Let's say that you did this transaction after 6 months, as you said. So you're not losing anything, actually, okay? Let's say that you had your rents also, but you just decided to sell it. Then those rents are your profit. So that's one of the choices that you have. The other choices, in Baltimore, there's like more than 10 or 15 property management companies. So you can Google them, choose the A company. You can call them and say that I cannot reach my property management company. I own this house. I want you guys to manage it. So what they will do is they're going to subtract 10% from your rent again. They will continue giving your rent. But what might happen is, let's say that the tenant left the house, okay? To put a tenant in your house, they might ask for extra, like one month of rent, or it might be harder for them to find a tenant, because we work in a different way. This is our know-how. Let me tell you this. The reason that I chose Baltimore is there's like around 2,500 to 3,000 people waiting to get into these houses. So we have no problem finding a tenant in Baltimore also. So those are your two choices as a risk.
Thank you, Cengiz. But then again, legally, there is no court that can take this as a case. For example, I mean, those are the worst case options that you gave us, right?
Yes.
Getting another property management company or selling the house. But to get that rent from XYZ company,
Or
there's
from
no
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
There's-
take me to the court and then you'll definitely get it because they will freeze my company accounts and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's
so
not that
that's-
easy,
it
you know?
comes under-
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
Thank you. Just I
of
hope you don't
course.
mind the question.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
I have investors more than from 15 different countries around the world. They're like usually like companies or investors from
Only in Baltimore. Only in Baltimore.
only Baltimore. But she's gonna talk about Miami and why you should invest in Miami. She will tell you all about that also. I think we don't have any more time, but I'll answer your question after this. Okay, thank you so much for everything.